how'd you determine which guys would be called up, and what are you looking forward to seeing from the three guys making their debuts tonight?
Well, Lambert and Chibrikov are definitely going to play. Ford's more coming up for just in case something happens between now and game time. The reports we're getting, and we've seen them play a couple times, they've been their best forwards, and they deserve a game. So that's coming from the people that have watched them every game.
Sure. And where do you plan to use Brad and Nikita then? Like what lines are you playing with?
I think tonight he's playing with Alex and Gabe.
Okay.
Yeah, put him in the middle there.
And then what about Chibrikov?
Coop and Perfetti.
Okay, right on. And we talked about this the other day about rest versus having guys be healthy or whatever else. I mean, how were some of those conversations with the guys that had 81 games and maybe wanted to have the Iron Man streak or whatever?
Well, some of those guys, we asked them, do you want to play? And they said, definitely. So then some of the other guys didn't want to play. So if they don't want to play, there's no sense putting them in because, right, it's not going to work. They're not going to be engaged in the game. But the guys that want to play, they're going to be engaged in the game. So they want to play the 82 games, and we're fine with that. We're trying to keep the big picture in mind of making sure that we're ready to go when the playoffs start. And I know we're walking a fine line because we want the 2 points, and we want to take a run at the Jennings. And I understand we're walking a fine line there, but the bigger picture is what do we have to do to get ready for the playoffs? We made some tough decisions.
Just to clarify then, is it Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor will sit tonight?
They'll sit.
Along with Adam, Vlad, and Morgan Barron?
Yeah, Morgan's injured. And then Mo won't play and Dylan won't play either.
Right.
So we'll put the other two defensemen in.
And so we saw David Gustafson, he's in the middle with Niederreiter and Appleton. That would be...
Yeah, well, actually, we're still debating that.
Okay.
I think we're going to move Chibrikov up there, so...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A lot of excitement, obviously, when you get anybody making their NHL debut to have potentially two or even a third guy. What do you say? You've been around a lot of kids when they make their debut. Do you have a speech for them, or what do you?
Go and enjoy it. Right? You've worked your whole life to get here. Just enjoy the game, and we know they'll be excited. We know they'll be nervous, and again, when they're playing that well down there, they deserve a shot. So, but the most important thing is it's a game they're going to remember for the rest of their lives, and we want them to enjoy it.
Right. And just one on, I know the official schedule hasn't been released yet, but it looks like you guys may be starting a little sooner than maybe was initially anticipated. There's talk about it not being until early next week. Pretty quick turnaround, right? So is this a case where I saw Sheldon Keefe, he said last night he was on the bench, or he was watching video of the Boston Bruins during the intermission of their game against Tampa, like he was already in playoff mode. So how quickly will you turn the page here to start getting ready, or is that already happening?
That's already happening. But listen again. We haven't taken our focus. We have a game to play tonight, and we want to play the game right. We want to play the game to win. We want to take care of the process. We want to have good habits going in. So we haven't taken our focus at all off this game tonight. But we've had a little time. So yeah, and we know who we've been playing for a while. So we've had time to take this to keep breaking things down. They play tonight as well. So Colorado. So we'll see who they're resting. I know Vancouver's going to rest a few guys. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Always is.
How would you describe the mood change, or whatever you want to call it, that happens at this time of year with a team that's playoff bound? Is it just more serious, or how would you describe it?
You flip a switch. As soon as that 82-second game is over, and when you're starting, you flip a switch. So we've got different scenarios laid out over the next couple of days, depending on when we start, in terms of meetings and practice time and things like that. So we're a step ahead of it. We'll be ready whenever they tell us we're playing. We'll be ready for it. But you do flip a switch. The intensity picks up. You're not going to be playing a bad team. Every night we play from here on in, tonight included, is going to be a very good hockey team. You're not playing the guys who are out of the playoffs. So you're playing a very good hockey club every night. So that intensity has to ramp up, and it has to stay at a higher level. The ebbs and flows of the season are gone. You expect the intensity of the playoffs to stay consistent.
And then One question about tonight. Why isn't second place in the West and that potential home ice advantage in, say, a conference final, why isn't that a bigger deal?
Well, it's important to us, and we know they're going to rest guys. We're resting because it's the bigger picture of trying to make sure that we're ready to go against Colorado. We feel confident with the lineup we're playing that we stand a very good chance to win the game tonight. We do, with the players that we play. We only have 2 rookies. The other guys are all been here all year. So it's not that we're making, I know we're taking out a couple of key guys, but the other guys that are going in are the 5 guys that have been here all year with us. So they all have NHL experience. So we're prepared to go through and battle hard and win this game tonight, and keeping the big picture of the first game of the playoffs in mind. And you walk a fine line there, and I get that.
Rick, I know your focus is on tonight, but if, Mike was just mentioning as well that, if the series was to start on Sunday, would it be kind of fluid as to what your previous plans were, or will you still take Friday off and then just ramp it up Saturday, or is that?
We have plans in place for starting Sunday or starting Monday.
Right, okay, yeah. And did any of that influence any of these decisions tonight, or, as far as the lineup was concerned, or was that always going to be, how you would approach it regardless?
This is how we were going to approach it, and with the guys, again, who wanted to play the 82 games, we gave them the option, but they all couldn't sit out, so they got to play. But it was very clear to us that some guys definitely wanted to play. Like there was, I'm playing, and there's the other guys that, okay, if you don't need me, then I'll take the rest. Because don't forget, some of these guys are banged up a little bit too, right? So it gives them an extra day or two to get healthy for the playoffs.
Marty Johnson looked pretty good on tip drills yesterday in practice, just saying.
He's always ready to go.
Backing up, right? Colin will back up.
Yes. Yep. All good?